Imagine buying an abandoned mountain house, your dream escape, and returning to find someone else, a family tied to the HOA already living inside it. That's exactly what happened to Roland Pierce, and what followed was a battle for what was legally and rightfully his. Roland Pierce had always dreamed of a mountain retreat. He found a neglected, abandoned house perched high among trees. No neighbors, no noise, just nature and space. He went through the legal process, cleared ownership, deeds, registrations. He thought he had a fresh start. When he finally arrived to move in, however, his heart sank. To his shock, an entire family, linked to the HOA, living nearby, was already inside. They had no right. They weren't invited. They hadn't legally purchased it. They simply moved in as though ownership conferred occupancy. The situation was absurd. The house was Roland's by every measure. But confrontation with those who had staked a claim through power, not legality, was never simple. He confronted the family. He explained his paperwork, his rightful claims. He demanded they vacate. They refused. They insisted the HOA permitted it. They claimed the house was abandoned and thus open to occupancy. They argued possession was just as valid as purchase. The HOA backed them. Suddenly there were threats. There were legal threats. The usual tactics: dispute, intimidation, dilution. The property lines, the deeds, the filings all became points of contention. The family inside tried to assert authority through presence. The HOA tried to enforce rules that weren't theirs. Roland was taken aback, but not deterred. He had too much on the line, not just a house, but integrity, justice, and what it means to own something. Roland pulled every document. He had clear title, clear records, property surveys, tax bills, empty signatures. He hired legal advisors. He presented a case so strong it left little room for ambiguity. The house's prior abandonment, while fact, didn't erase his rights. The family's presence was illegal. The HOA's support of that presence was abuse. When the legal pressure mounted, the pressure on those living inside grew. They couldn't justify permanence. Their claims faltered under scrutiny. The balance shifted. In time, the family left. The house became Roland's, finally. The HOA's influence was questioned. The neighbors saw that entitlement without. Legal basis won't hold when confronted by ownership. Roland repaired the house, settled in. The mountain retreat returned to his. What had started as shock ended as vindication. The struggle wasn't just about a building, it was about the principle of rightful ownership over bold intrusion. This story reminds us how fragile entitlement is without legitimacy. When someone assumes authority over what isn't theirs, that claim will eventually crumble under law, evidence, and resolve. Roland's victory wasn't about force, it was about patience, clarity, and holding to his rights.